Hello campers, welcome back to the Business Broadcast. This is the podcast designed to grow your business, and I think today we're going to do that as we speak to Gemma, a spectacularly fantastic entrepreneur that in less than a decade has built a business doing £150,000 to £200,000 a month worth of revenue in the pet healthcare sector. In her own words, she said, "See us as the Holland and Barrett, but for doggies and cats and pets." Let's find out more. Hey campers, welcome back to the Business Broadcast. JB, you're looking lovely.
Hi everybody. Anything else you want to say about it? No?
No.
You actually look spectacular. Like you
Thanks,
always
mate.
do, to be fair.
Well, because I know this is watched by a lot of people,
Yeah.
I like to put the effort in.
Yeah,
What's
yeah.
your excuse?
I just don't feel like I need to. I feel like I'm that handsome I don't have to try.
You do.
So come on, get it
If
all
anyone's
out.
wondering where their Christmas tablecloth's gone, here it is. Because everyone's going to be looking in their
I look
cupboards
like one of
thinking, I put it somewhere, it's coming in 5
I look like
weeks.
one of those magic posters. Do you remember the
Yeah.
magic eye ones? If you cross your eyes, it becomes 3D. Why am I joining in with the
Do
bullying?
you know what your
Here we go.
Do you know what your outfit looks like?
Oh, I don't know.
Affordable.
This is 120 quid this year. It's Jaeger or Jaeger, whatever it's called.
Is it? Well, we can all get ripped off, but you only get ripped off once. Well, most of us.
You don't turn up on time, but when you do turn up, I tell you what, you are good value for money, James Sinclair.
Yeah. We might not be the best podcast on the internet or in the world, but we are the best in our price range.
We are
That's us. That's us.
low to medium. What's that? We're talking about pet healthcare, you
We
say,
are.
today? Oh, my
Hey,
goodness.
No, Gemma, I'm going to say is in the top 20 most impressive entrepreneurs I think we've had on the show
Really?
this month. No, she's definitely one of the, because she's only been going a little while, and
Yes.
that's I almost think we should delve in. Why do some people seem to do so well for the amount of time they've put in compared to others?
Other people.
So
She's also not from this sector originally. I was chatting to her in the pre-chat
what-
chat.
I
She used to be in hospitality.
that's right.
So she would
that's
go
right.
around the country and I don't know who it was for, but she'd go and open restaurants.
like watchdog for big companies.
Oh, is that what it was?
Well, I think she would go and audit for, I'm making like Nando's. There was a store that wasn't doing very good. It wasn't Nando's, but I'm just saying she would go in and sort out the management and make them better.
But she said to me in the pre-chat chat, she was sitting in these conversations about the kitchens and all of the different supplements and stuff in foods and how much more how much more focus people were putting on their health and well-being. She's like, well, it's the same for pets, surely.
Well, there
And
you
in
go.
her own words, she moved from London. She went up north, and she's like, "Well, surely now I'm up north. I like the countryside. I should get 2 dogs." And then she's like, "There's no one who's serving this market,"
Yeah.
and hence
Oh, I think you've just
it was made.
dropped a little clue there.
Have I?
Yeah, on why she's done better than most for the amount of time she's put in.
I often
Rich
people
in a
say
niche.
to me, people
Rich in
do
a
say
niche.
to me, if there's anyone who knows about how to be successful in a
Ems,
short
bring
period of
it in
time.
on screen. Look, Ems is the manager of the Blue Ball.
Oh,
Here she is.
Jesus, here we go.
Look, we've got a
No,
nice-
you can walk around the back there. I've got a little jingle. You won't hear this, but this is going to be. This is what happens when you get.
No coffee for you.
Nothing for me. I'm all right, thanks.
Coffee for
Don't
one.
worry. Wow. No, I'm fine, thank you. No, honestly,
you
no.
can't.
I've had one. I was on time. Thank you anyway, though. I appreciate it.
Oh yeah, I was late. I got held up, and they all think I'm lying. Basically, I left Marsh Farm. because
There's
I had
no
meetings-
wind. Go on,
I
carry
had
on.
meetings this morning. I'm busier than
Oh
you.
no, I'm so busy. I don't know if anyone's noticed. I'm so busy. I get dressed like $1 million, and I've still got a busyness going on.
I had to. I had 2 meetings this morning, very important meetings.
Did you?
And I left Marsh Farm at 11 o'clock because this was starting at 11:30. Yes.
Yep.
And so that's usually a 17, 18, maybe 20-minute journey at tops.
Mm-hmm.
And then there was some tree people cutting down some trees and creating a one-way traffic situation. And that's why I was 10 minutes late.
Oh, was it our pal James Martin?
What? No, it wasn't James
Was it not?
Martin.
No.
It was BT Openreach.
Oh, was it? They didn't let you reach
Anyway,
your
we're
destination on
not talking
time.
about me, Mr.
No.
Punctuality.
We are-
what
we
we're
are.
talking about is Gemma's business. Tell us about it, Jay.
I'm going to tell you about it. Yes. So it has been going for between 3 and 9 years. 3 and 9 years. We need to still do that when we get the actual number. You pushed down the cafetiere
asked?
much too quickly. By the way, that is now
What is
you're
that
going to
called?
you're going to get sediment in that. Did anyone else see that? All the coffee stops are going. I've just been sick of my own mouth a little bit. How fast you pushed that cafetiere. You didn't let it brew long enough either. That's an aside. If you're just listening to this podcast, watch on YouTube for the disgusting way that cafetiere just got slammed down. Disrespectfully. Anyway, so Gemma's been going for, in fact, let's just get in. How long have you been going for, Gemma? 7 years, perfect. Right, bang in the middle of between 3 and 9.
Because we don't want to find out.
No,
nothing
more.
Right,
put her on mute again.
Gemma as a mystery.
7 years she's been going. They're doing between 150 and 200 grand a month in revenue these days. They've got 10 team members. Biggest challenge is team development. They need what is in my head, but I don't have the time to give it to them, i.e. mistakes are happening. Second biggest challenge is focus. I'm leaving so much money on the table with shows and trade and product development and platform development. Nothing is getting done. She's doing all right for someone who's doing nothing, isn't she? Third biggest challenge, I don't know what talent to recruit first and what I should be paying. Big salary, big hitters that could do the job, or lower level, as we don't have the structure of a big business. Agency versus in-house. I know what your answer to that's going to be. Where do you want to be in 1 year's time? Consistent, 200 grand a month, top line sales. Per month, Q1 and Q2 pushing to £300,000. What does your business look like when it's finished? We always like to know this. And she said, it will be a business I can always have a role in. I could never retire. I would go mad. It'll be ready to sell or hand over to the team that have helped to build it. Do you make the profit that you want to make? If so, what is it? She says, does anyone? ? They are doing 500 grand in clean profit. It's not bad going, is it?
Can we get a round of applause? There's not many doing that.
There's not.
After 7 years. There's not many doing that after 20 years.
No. It's the magic 10% rule, isn't it, that we always have in this podcast? No matter how much you're turning, you keep about 10%. Yeah. So she's keeping 500 out of 2 million and she's doing 25%. Hello, great maths, you say.
What I will say is...
your margin's going to get eroded as you start to scale up, Gemma. So well done on your success, but it's all going to go downhill from here. You are very motivational.
No, but that is what will happen.
I know.
It will happen. Because she's already talking about the whispers of marketing teams and middle management, and that will erode that 500,000. So what would happen is, I think if she got it to 10 million turnover, she might make 1.3, 1.4 million. So still more profitable, but not 25%.
Yeah.
It'll be 10, 12, 13%.
Yeah.
But it then looks like an investment, because she will do lots of things that she'll do the job of 7 people at the moment.
Yeah.
Which, and you should always be building it to sell, shouldn't you? So
even if you have no intention to do so.
Yeah.
And then she's got a bunch
Question for you though, just before we go into that. Do you put the coffee in first or the milk?
Oh, coffee, obviously.
Do you?
I wouldn't put milk in it at all.
Let's continue.
Right, fine. How does she spend her day today? I like this answer. How do you spend your day-to-day time in the business? And she just put 2 words: sorting problems.
Yeah, that's my life though.
Yeah,
that's, I think, yeah. As long as they're the big problems and not minutia.
Yeah,
we don't want to be. This is my favourite phrase. My wife quoted it back to me the other day.
I hate when they do that. Yeah. I hate when they do that.
They go. I said, Donna, I just don't major in the micro things, which is sort of.
What's a micro thing?
Well, we was having a little word about something. And she went, I know you don't major in the micro things, but I do.
Oh, throw it back in your face.
Yeah. So, look, if you're dealing with major problems that are going to improve the business and they're one-off problems,
yeah, what
we don't want to see is repeatable problems.
Yes.
Like a good relationship, you don't want to argue about the same things on repeat.
No, I'd rather have
arguments.
Yes, every day find something new to argue about. Don't go to the same thing. Every day find something new. You want freshness in a relationship? I'll argue with you about this today.
There we go.
I remember watching a video this must have been 2016, 2017, and this was like early sort of YouTube vlog stuff, and it was when Gary Vee was massive. Do you remember when he sort of like first popped up?
Me and Chuds talk about Gary Vee because where's he gone? He was like the shining light of entrepreneurship, and I just never see him anymore.
He's probably still there, just your algorithms. If you haven't engaged with their content, you don't see them. I think he's still there banging out 100 bits of content every single day, isn't he?
Well, we had that conversation. Chuds went on his YouTube channel. The views are not there for old Mr. V like they used to be.
Really?
Look at that.
That was very good. I think he went down the Web3 crypto thing quite heavily, didn't he? Yeah. And I think that might have done a little bit of reputational damage.
Chuds have you got an opinion on this? No.
Oh, absolutely not. No, very much not. I tell you what, when you're an influencer like Chuds, you just
got to stay Switzerland.
Yeah, stay in the middle. Stay right in the middle. Yeah. Right, I know what you're thinking. Surely we've had 15 minutes already of chit chat and we've not had a jingle yet. Don't worry, guys. We're going to resolve that right now because it's time for
interesting quote or fact. Interesting quote or fact.
Oh, yes.
Interesting quote or fact. It's time for the interesting
Quote
quote
or
or
fact
fact
of
of
the
the week.
People love that jingle.
I know. There was a guy who messaged me the other day and he's like, "Oh, can you sing it in an operatic style?" I said, "Well, if one of the episodes that's coming out, there is the fancy version of the jingle that we had played for us, that was created for us, which I now can't find annoyingly on my thing." No.
Well, I've got loads of quotes and facts. Of
I
the
know
week.
you have. So
Like, literally, and I've had some brilliant ones. Let me tell you a little story. So this morning I thought we're doing a whole day of podcasts, and I thought I'm going to go onto my Instagram account because I've now got lots of new followers because people are watching all of our stuff.
you've done quite well, haven't you?
People are mistaking me for Kim Kardashian or Taylor Swift.
Are
walking
they?
down the
I'm
street.
not.
It's a serious
the amount of
problem.
squats that you do a week. I'm
Oh,
not surprised. From the back, you
baby.
did off resemblance from the
So
back.
I thought to myself, well, I'd like to get some of my audience's interesting fact or quote of the week because I know a lot of the pod listens. are on
okay.
there. But I'm actually publicly putting it out there now.
What time was your first meeting today?
9:15.
Okay, that's
Why
fine.
is-
No, I'm just checking.
Why?
No, I'm just seeing what time that story went out. Because how much like pre-thought that you've given to this? I'm just going to double check. There's one about Teddy Tastic. There's one with some biscuits 3 hours ago, which was exactly 9:30. So I think that it's not premeditated. I don't think you're the genius that you're making out. I think you're sat in the middle of a meeting. You went, "Oh bloody hell, I've got to go
I
and do
did
their
that at home.
podcast in a minute."
Yeah. I
And
did
you
it
were like,
before.
"How can I shortcut not doing the work of a feature that I force people to listen to?"
No. I'm actually now going to say to everyone, if you have any interesting facts or quotes of the week that you think we should feature, and we will mention them,
Yes.
send them into info@jamessinclair.net or, go to his Instagram or my Instagram, which yours Instagram is.
I'm not saying it because you go, "Oh, wait."
Then what is it?
James Burt Official. What's yours?
James Sinclair Entrepreneur.
Oh, because I got to put one doing me title because I'm so important.
Because we.
What's yours, Chuds? Exactly, absolute legend. Doesn't need to.
Have you ever
doesn't
come
need
across
To,
anyone else with the Chudley surname?
it's a very good point.
Have you ever come across another Sinclair? Yeah, there's lots of them. Anyway.
You are common in every way. I'll give you that one.
So are you going
So you-
for a quote or fact? I've got so many to choose from.
Of course you have.
I want to just say this one though.
You've got to shout out whoever gave it to you as well. So you can't
I've
class it as your own
got
work.
a stupid one here. Luke Jameson, 32. He who dares wins. Del Boy Trotter. I love that one. And then
That is good,
Tidy
though.
Solutions said, cue the theme song being in my head all day now.
Sorry about that.
So there's two stupid ones. So what are you going to go for?
I've got some facts. I've got some animal-based facts.
Okay.
So you can go for a quote.
Yeah, I'm going to go for a quote.
Come on, give us an emotive one. Interesting quote or fact.
Oh, this is from Marco Pierre White, the famous chef.
Is it really? Yeah. He's a big fan of yours on Insta, is he?
Sorry. It wasn't directly from Marco Pierre White.
Oh, I thought it was actually from him.
No.
It's like, sorry, I've just in between flambe and I've got a message from my mate Jimbo.
So here it is. Perfection is just lots of little things done well. I thought that was
Oh, that is very nice. I like that. I'm going to give that one of these.
that is very good.
Say it again for everybody.
Perfection is just a lot of little things done well.
That's
That is good, isn't it?
That is good. No, I like
I've
that.
got some great facts.
I'm a
but
big
gonna
fan of
save
that.
them for future episodes.
Please do. And if you want to listen to those future episodes, make sure you click the follow button right now. It's at the top right-hand corner of your Apple or your Spotify app. Right, I'm going to go with the fact. So, the dog sector, the canine sector
Yeah.
in the United Kingdom is a significant component of the whole animal industry market. In 2024, the UK dog market is predicted, that's not even a word, is also projected to reach approximately $3.41 billion just in the UK
Wow.
of spend just on dogs. And this is what I thought was really interesting. No, don't be like that. Go,
No, I
it's
think
not
it is very
interesting.
good. And I was just thinking, my businesses are not doing that. I think I'm barking up the wrong tree.
I'll tell you what though, but you're in hospitality. It's a rough industry to be in.
No.
Rough industry. No?
Oh, yeah, get it.
You
yeah.
know when you have to say it twice,
Yeah,
it ain't good.
yeah,
But this is what I thought was most interesting, especially for Gemma's business, that one of the 3 growth factors is the health and wellness focus. There is a growing emphasis on pet health, leading to a higher demand for specialised diets and nutraceuticals. stuff that you give dogs and that.
Well,
So there you go. I'd also, just while we're here, I thought what would be quite nice, if you don't mind, just allowing this to go on just for a bit of fun. How would you like to play Guess the Top Dog? So top trumps. So we're gonna guess. Chud, you're joining in. What are the most? Don't look at my screen. What are the most popular dogs in the United Kingdom? I've got 6 popular dogs, and I'd like you, award-winning entrepreneur James Sinclair, and you, living legend of YouTube Mike Chudley, to guess the top dog.
Labrador
Is not the top dog. Mike Chudley, you have got an opportunity to become the top dog.
A Staffy.
It is incorrect. I'm afraid you are both incorrect. The top dogs in... Oh, would you like another guess?
Yeah. Spaniel?
You looked at my screen, didn't you?
No.
Really?
No.
I think it's Spaniel. I can't see your screen.
You are both correct. Congratulations, guys. It is
What type
indeed
of spaniel?
a cocker.
Got 2 cockers.
Best... Have you?
Well, one now. One died.
That's made my joke less fun.
Yeah, Boris died, but Bo's still with us.
You had a dog called Boris. What, because it looked like Boris Johnson's hair?
He had Boris's hair,
That's hilarious. The top 6 dogs in the UK by popularity, French Bulldog at number 6. And number 5, the German Shepherd.
Yeah.
And number 4, the Dachshund,
which is
Dachshund, sausage dog. Number 3, the Rottweiler. Oh. Number 2, the Golden Retriever. And number 1, the Cocker Spaniel. So there you go. There you're up to date with all of your dog news from the James Sinclair podcast. We've been getting a little bit of hate on some of the Apple reviews, by the way.
What?
Of our tomfoolery at the beginning of the podcast. One of them was like, and it was actually really good, to be fair. It was neither bad nor good. Shout out to the person that would never hear this because they're never listening again. He gives a 3-star. He went, I used to love the effort of this. He's like, I used to love James Sinclair's podcast, but not since his mate turned up. I just can't listen to the beginning. I have tried and tried again. I can't do it anymore. I've given up. He said, I'm giving it one more try today. No, I can't do it. So he would never listen to this review, sadly. It was the best 3-star review that I've ever seen in my life. I thought it was fantastic. Anyway, shall we do this then?
Yeah, let's get Gemma
Let's
on.
do it. Come on then. Chuds, we need that box, please. That is Who Let the Dogs Out. Just the beginning part of it for you. Thank you very much. Oh, thank you very much. Delivery. Dogs don't like when you get delivered, do they? Right. So this is, look at this. Isn't this nice branding?
Yeah, well, we received this into our office because I said to Gemma, Gemma's coming on my retreat. So I had a little pre-chat about her coming on to the weekend for entrepreneurs that we're doing next year.
Herbal dog.
And I said, you
haven't punted that on the pod before?
No, but yeah, if you'd like to come and spend a weekend with us in Provence, beautiful Provence next year, and join some very high-level entrepreneurs on how to take the business to the very next level, come join us at the retreat. Details are on my website, jamessinclair.net. But this, I said, you must send us something that we can unbox. I mean, you can tell this looks like a very established business.
It does, doesn't it? And so does the website. Everything about it is
how
well
much this
branded.
box cost. Boxes are very expensive.
Are they?
Yeah, because we've been noticing that. I mean, I buy a lot of boxes for Teddy Tastic and Party Pieces. I reckon this box is... How much do you think this box is? It's double walled. It can take some...
60 pence.
It'd be more than that. I think
really?
£1.30, I reckon.
Wow,
But it doesn't sound a lot, £1.30. But if you're shipping out
1,000 a day, it soon adds up, doesn't it?
Yeah. We must. Should we quickly ask her how much this box is?
Should we just get her on?
Yeah. Let's get her on.
Just get her on, and she can tell us about the business as we do the unboxing live. Gemma, hello again.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Thank you for being here, Gemma. Now, in your first and foremost, it sounds like an overly personal question. How much does your box cost?
Wow. So we used to be able to get them at 98p, but now in the last 12 months, we're looking at £1.27.
Oh, come on. James Sinclair's in.
Gemma, don't do this.
I'm sorry.
Don't do this.
I'm sorry. Yeah, £1.27 a box.
So I think people would be shocked about that. That's why I've...
That is a fair old jump, isn't it, on something that people will perceive there's no value to, if that makes sense. You know, you've got
to throw it away straight away.
Yeah, exactly. A 30 or 40%, 30 or 40 pence increase per thing.
Well, I think what we'll do, Gemma, before we talk to you, just so listeners or mainly viewers can understand what it is, JB, can you do the honours and open this box?
Yes, okay, I will do.
And then we'll just show your lovely products to our
I can
viewers.
work out how to. Oh, this is nice.
So, Gemma, this box would come with every order sort of thing, would it?
Yes, we do different sizes depending on the size of the order. But what you've just said in terms of pricing, obviously everybody wants free shipping and people don't understand that the box is such a key part of that experience now. So if people get our products or their orders that aren't in the branded boxes, it becomes a big thing. So yeah, it's brilliant for social media. Everyone loves an unboxing.
Yeah, they do. Absolutely.
This is fantastic. So tell us, while we're doing this, Gemma, tell us a little bit about the business, because obviously we've gone through some of the information that you submitted when being on the show, but just give us the origin story of this fantastic looking brand. How did you get into this space? What were you doing before? Because you were in hospitality, weren't you?
I was in hospitality, doing various roles, but a lot of what I was doing is I was in a lot of the board meetings. And it was around the time when we started talking about kind of soil degradation, superfoods, and how our kind of food was losing the kind of nutritional content that we were all used to. So I'm sitting in these meetings, and also at the same time I'm having these conversations, our customer demographic is really shifting. We're seeing a lot more females in their early to late 30s of having more higher disposable incomes than ever before, purely down to them deciding to have children later. And then on the back of that, a throwaway comment was that, well, it's because everyone's getting a dog to feel this maternal instinct. So that kind of sat in me somewhere. And then ended up moving up north.
Before you go, so this was the company you worked for before. You was in a senior position, you was in board meetings, and this was a big, I mean, I don't know if you can say the name, but it was for a big brand, was it?
Yeah, well, I've worked for various big brands, so I've probably, if it's been on the high street here or in Europe or in America, I've probably been there. So I've done all the big
in the restaurant
big ones
space.
In the restaurant space, yeah.
So like Wagamama's, Nando's, those types of people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So you're hearing the conversations about soil degradation. You're hearing almost this sort of in a different sector about the changing sort of spend dynamics, and you're like, oh, there's something there.
Yeah, and then kind of my two dogs came into my life with numerous health problems, and I was in this perpetual cycle of vets visits, would get control of whatever issue was going on, whether it was allergies or yeast overproduction, cortisol level rises, all these kind of things that are very common in the dog industry. And kind of started doing a bit of research into there must be something that I can do at home, not to completely eradicate needing the vets, but something to kind of mitigate the extent of the outbursts or what I was seeing, or something to just kind of make them more comfortable. Started doing my research. A couple of places were doing things, but no one was doing it well. There was either really kind of, no one was talking to me as a customer either. So there was either people that were, you have to feed this type of diet, and if you didn't feed this type of diet, the supplements wouldn't work alongside it. Or so there was all this kind of conflicting information. Or there was another company that was doing things, but their supply chain wasn't great. Their customer service was all awful. You'd put an order in and potentially get it 6 weeks later. And I was like, interestingly, the first thing I did was went to them and was like, let me sell your product. I can do it better. And they were like, no. So I was like, okay. And so then just did it myself.
So are you doing this on the side of the day job to start with then? How did it get started? So you tried to do reselling for somebody else and just do the customer service bit better. And how quick did you go, I just need to do my own thing here?
Yeah, well, I was getting to the point where it was just working for other people just was becoming untenable. I think you get to a point where you're just like, I can't do this anymore, especially if you're kind of in hospitality. And I was sitting around a lot of boardrooms with a lot of middle-aged men, listening to a lot of conversations. And I was like, I just can't play the game anymore. So I knew I had to do my own thing. And so I started this on the side, and I thought I would just start, I could see the pet industry was growing. So I was like, I'll just start kind of a pet shop. So I kind of went down that route because also no one was doing anything big online. Like Pets at Home were online, but they weren't doing anything great in the social media space. Like nothing was coming together. So a bit cocky. I was like, well, I can do this and I can do it better. So that was the road I was going to go down, was the pet boutique. And then when I was trying to sell these supplements or get a brand on board where I could resale, nobody took me seriously. So then I went on a deep dive and I was doing all this alongside the day job until it got to, and then COVID hit. And then I was like, sound.
So Gemma,
I thought sound. I don't think that's the first time we've heard that on the podcast.
especially if someone worked in hospitality.
Yeah.
But you left a very high, well-paid job, I guess, then to do this. Yeah. Well, look at them now, eh?
Including her accountant, by the way.
And that's a big lesson to entrepreneurs and business owners. Your accountants usually are not super successful entrepreneurial people, and they are risk mitigators. And just be careful of that. There's a really big.
Be careful who you seek the advice of.
Yeah,
If they haven't gone to the place you want to go and trodden the path you want to tread to get there. Take it with a pinch of salt.
Absolutely,
to a certain extent.
There's such a worry, and that's with solicitors. All professional advisors usually are not super successful people.
No.
Their job is to risk mitigate, and therefore they could risk you from doing what you really want to do in your life.
My dad was an accountant, and he had a client who came to him and said, I'm going to start this bakery. And he said, I wouldn't do that. It sounds very risky. And that client was Paul Hollywood.
Was he?
Yeah, it was, yeah. He said, we'll start a bakery. My dad's like, that's a good idea.
Jeez Louise.
So what do you know?
Well, the reason they say that, though, is because the data doesn't lie. Most people fail.
That's
don't
true,
they?
yeah. Very
so
true.
that, they're not.
Very, very true.
95% of the time, your dad is right.
Would have been right. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Just on this, so just so any listeners, it's
Herbal.co.
herbaldogco.com.
Correct. Herbal.co.
And it's a beautiful website. JB, you love branding. The branding looks great. This looks like a brilliantly well-established business.
On the website thing, but just before we go past that point though, it is not just well branded. I can see how well it would convert because I've been on here for 2 seconds and it's straight away. It's like, hey, give us your details. Hey, you get 10% off. And I think that's we had somebody on recently, didn't we, who had an e-commerce site. Who was it recently? It's very recently. It looks at the website. We're like, this is going to have to be better.
It's not this.
And you look at this and you're like, oh my God. Like, again, this looks like big mainstream brand, doesn't it? It's so well put together. It's hard to get rid of the pop-up.
I mean, let's be clear here, Gemma. You're a person doing what every entrepreneur would dream they could do on e-com. Because you're not actually spending huge amounts on AdWords either, are you?
No, I probably do. What, $6,000 a month on PPC?
No way.
I mean, it is unbelievable.
You're joking.
I mean,
where's the traffic coming from?
Let's give you some context. I've just done a board meeting for Teddy Tastic this morning, which also owns Party Pieces. We are not doing your level of sales, and we've spent £22,000 on Google AdWords this month. And you might be thinking, oh, James, you're doing it all wrong. We have tried 3 separate PPC agencies, and they've all come to the conclusion that it's too competitive, it's too hard, not enough average order value. What's your average order value, Gemma?
So our average order value, it's pretty stable at between a net £28. It will go up slightly as we go into the last quarter for gifting, and it sits around 32 now for the next few months. However, we do separate the platforms because on our TikTok, it's a lot lower average basket price. So it sits between £17 and £18. So rather than look at ROAS on TikTok, we've only just started doing paid ads on TikTok. We'll look at a cost per acquisition, which sits around 98p.
Well, so TikTok, so what sort of revenue do you think you'll do this year on TikTok?
Oh, I'll do $1 million.
I'll do $1 million.
Do $1 million.
It's going to cost me
£1 million.
Loads of 98p's to get them. Jesus
So TikTok shop stuff, you're finding really do you actually have dogs on there and you're showing all the stuff?
Yeah. So we, and I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm very grateful for where we are now, but these numbers we'll talk about this year do not show all my mistakes from the last few years. Like we've had some absolute major fuck ups, can I swear, on PPC agencies, on website designs. Like what you're seeing now is 7 years of mistakes. But yeah, in terms of TikTok, so we are live pretty much every single day.
For how long?
So it depends what's happening and what's going on and what the traffic's like. So we are very data driven and we're very quick to react in terms of algorithm, because if your buyers aren't there and you're not converting, you kind of really need to divert quick. And different types of lives will sit well in different types of different times of day and different times of customer profiling. So we do several different types of lives. So we will do packing lives. People love to see their orders being packed at the daytime.
That's cool, isn't it?
Yeah. And I don't know if if you have a look at our socials, you'll see. So I've had the warehouse and distribution area set up as a whole set. So we literally can walk in, switch the camera on, and we're live and ready to go.
But can I just ask, how long a day, like an hour a day, you're doing lives or more?
No, so you want to be doing around, so our magic number is 3 hours per session.
God,
bloody hell.
So what are you doing on there? You just look at this product and then you get a cocker spaniel up and say, he loves it. Look, is that sort of thing? I don't know.
So several things. So what you've got to remember on these things is this is replacing bricks and mortar.
Yeah.
This is how people are buying.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
And so if you've got, people love to bring their dog to a pet shop. They love it. And if you've got a specific issue, or maybe it's your first dog, or you've got a new breed, who are you talking to if you're not going to the pet shop? So they'll come on, and your average person, you've got 3 seconds to get them on TikTok. So we will say the same thing over and over again on things that we know people are looking for. What have been the top search keywords for the last 30 days on the platform or in the dog world in general? And we will take those and we will talk about those. Every 5 minutes we'll repeat, because the amount of people on TikTok, you're kind of catching them, you're pinning your product, they're clicking the product, or they'll come in, they'll ask their question, you pin the product, they add it to basket, check out, and they're done.
So just quick, but have you employed someone to be the presenter?
So we have TikTok hosts. So I currently have 3 part-times or dual roles, but part-time in the TikTok kind of space. And we are constantly recruiting. I mean, the dream would be live from 7 a.m. in the morning to 11 p.m. at night.
No way, really? So you're becoming like a QVC?
Yeah, absolutely.
Wow.
Because you've got to understand what TikTok's trying to do. They're trying to be a bigger search engine than Google. They're trying to be a bigger shopping platform than Amazon, and they're trying to take all the data as possible. So if you kind of look at what they're trying to do and fit into that model, then that's how it
I'm fascinated about this because
look at the little set that we look at here.
Yeah.
So that's just always there, just ready to go.
We should explain, if you're listening to this, JB has put some pictures up of their studio just to see that they're ready to go.
Chud's going to maybe stick that on the screen for the YouTube video. I'll send him the link to it.
So on your 3 hours, what would you hope to see in sales by the end of your 3 hours?
So per 3 hours, depending on who's on. So my top person, they can do between 2 and 3 grand. The newbies will sit between.
So good.
We'll sit between 5 and 600, and then if we've got like a mega live, so if we're going to do a collab, or we're going to do like a Black Friday 12-hour insane live, then you can be walking away with like 40k in the day.
And how many camera shots do you have?
Oh, please don't hate me, Chuds. We do it all off an iPhone.
But do you have a proper microphone?
No. Well, sometimes if the battery's all right and someone's not dropped them.
Oh my God, this is crazy.
But no, it's all. I know this is something we're going to get
Sarah
better
Davis
at.
from Dragon's Den.
Yeah,
I mean, she made her fortune on TV shopping. I've read her book.
Yeah.
And she. Yeah. But the problem with TV shopping was they would take so much of the revenue. But they got you the customers.
Yeah,
they
of
got
course,
you the
yeah.
customers. But how much did TikTok nick off of you, Gem?
So when we first went on the platform, it was 5%, and that's just up to 9% now. 9%. So, however, because we are the biggest pet brand on there at the moment, we are open. We do have a lot of negotiating power. So if they want us, they need us to generate revenue and be on there. So that opens up conversations to be like, okay, well, we'll do this or we'll come into this campaign. But on the prerequisite, we drop our percentage that you're taking.
Do you have a French bulldog having a little sleep in the background, Gemma?
There's several. We're just trying to keep them
gonna say,
downstairs. Can you
just
hear
wanna
him?
make
Sorry.
Jimbo's looking at me going, are you farting? I'm looking at him thinking the same thing, and I'm thinking it's a dog. It's definitely a dog.
So you
We should go up to Gemma's place and we should do a challenge for the podcast. You do an hour of selling and I'll do an hour of selling. And see who can flog the most dog
this is
stuff.
quite
We should do
unbelievable.
this.
But you're up in Newcastle, aren't you?
Yes.
40 grand for an hour, we'll fly up there in a private jet.
Just quickly. So they take 5 to 9% because I think listeners and viewers will be interested in this. Like when we sell on Amazon, I would say it's more like 15.8% roughly Amazon plus their advertising fees. Yeah, which
nets out to about 30%, doesn't it?
Yeah.
By
I mean, you've done
and
a bit. Yeah, JB's tried everything. We'll probably find out in a minute that he's starting a vets and a dog food.
I've got my own dog brand. I just haven't told you about it. I'm reselling Gemma's stuff.
But can you pay any more to enhance people finding you on TikTok like Amazon?
Yes. But I've been very careful with how we're doing it. So it works. So TikTok is like Amazon in terms of your PPC. You can target certain demographics of people. It's pretty much exactly the same marketing model or ads model out there. But I've tried to steer away from it as much as possible, purely because it'll be like Facebook, where you're organic. To get any sort of organic reach, you would have to, it would disappear as soon as you start paying for ads. That is what we're seeing now as TikTok gets more popular. TikTok are like, okay, you need to start paying to get the exposure that you're getting.
What is that? Is that? Can you also pay to have your live at the top of the feed?
Yeah, so we can have our live at the top of the feed. You can pay to, like I said, direct messaging out, that you are seen more on the For You pages. So TikTok sit with a button and they can press it and send you thousands upon thousands of traffic.
Wow. I mean, this is just fascinating.
We're watching like one of your presenters, well, two of them, Reese and Liam, are on live now, and we're watching it. Do you know what the other thing is? If you go onto TikTok, you type in the word herbal, that brand pops out as the first search term. So if you search for anything herbal dog is the first thing that comes up.
And just
so cool.
Sorry, I'm just so many things here. And what about
this podcast has become a coaching session on TikTok for me and Jimbo. Thank you, Gemma, for coming.
How many of the people that buy from you on TikTok then buy direct from you and become regular customers? Do you know that?
So this is something that we've really worked on, and I've had to. So same with Amazon and same with TikTok, they hold all the data. So we've been working really hard. So I haven't got that exact number. However, what we do is I control all the shipping rather than the platform that's like FBT. So we put bounce backs with discount codes into every order that goes out. So we've got some form of contact with the customer to bounce them onto the website.
As we saw earlier, this is the importance of having them heavily branded boxes, because it does just compound the brand. Well done.
Offers
and so how many
away.
people come back and order from you again on the bounce backs?
So it's around we probably get about 300 orders a month.
From returning people.
From returns,
that's great. So this people that's found you on TikTok and then 300 of them come back and order direct from you.
Yeah, which is great because of the type of product we sell. It's the sort of product that you're going to want constantly. So people will buy the product and they'll be like, this really works. And then they'll see the discount. They'll go onto the website and then see, I can do this as a subscription and it's cheaper for me. Hit the subscribe and save, and then we're in. And then we've got the data then, which is ultimately what we want.
Well, You're amazing. One other idea. Do you sell? You don't, because remember when we spoke before? Did you want to get into some of the big retailers like Pets at Home and stuff like that?
So it's a real tricky one. So when I first started the business, I needed cash flow. So my target was I got on the road and just went to every independent pet shop I could get in front of and kind of sold.
Let's just stop here. Let's just stop here. I want you to repeat that again for anyone listening. This is why Gemma is successful. Just say again what you just did.
So I needed cash flow. So I got in the car, got on the road. Do you know what? I used to tell lies. So sorry if anyone's listening to this. I used to email them and go, "Oh, I'm in the area. Can I pop in?" I was
standard way to get it.
Classic.
Do you know what? I'm
just in the area. I live in Newcastle, but I happen to be in Kent today.
Exactly. That's exactly what it is. Yeah, exactly what it is. And I would just pop in and just be like, "Oh, no," and I think people like to buy from me because I was one of them. You know, I didn't go in all suited and booted. Yeah. I was going in like a dog mum. So got on the road, started selling, got the big orders in, which is what I needed to start with to get the cash flow. But then that's kind of dropped now. Do you
still have some?
Nothing, hardly anything.
There is something that I think you should do. And you should steal a little bit of a leaf out of. So L'Oreal, obviously multiple brands. And L'Oreal will have brands they only sell to salons.
They have like the professional range, don't they? You see it.
You won't find that in Superdrug or Boots. Yeah. And the salons love that only they can sell it. But do you know what? There is something smart about going to vets, because if your vet says you should use this, they could be the ultimate marketeers. A bit like when you go to your dentist and they say, "Look, we do this special toothpaste." And you go, "Okay, well, it's 12 times more than it would be in Superdrug," but because
the dentist is saying it.
Yeah. And people, as you know, as anyone that has dogs and cats, and we have all of those things, if the vet says, "Try this," and I would, if I was you, Gemma, the only other little piece of advice I'd have to you is I would find 30, 40 vets, which would be great ambassadors, influencers that you can have associated to your business, where you can start saying recommended by vets. And I would give them all a couple of £100 worth of stock and just say, try and sell this because it's really good. Give it to your best customers. This is just a little gift from me. And then you can have a branding area in all those vet surgeries, which would just be real sort of proprietary power for your business. You can have a little FSDU made and maybe,
FSDU for people who don't know.
Freestanding display unit.
Thought so.
Yeah.
So for you listeners, I knew.
But basically, if you had 40 vets, you could have 40 window shops in the vets.
Amazing.
And you say you can't get this at Pets at Home. You can only get it from our recommended vets. But vets will not be great at retailing your products. Then people will go and research you. They'll buy it direct. Vets will sell some to the oldies.
You could give them an affiliate code, couldn't you?
Yeah, give them an affiliate code. But what I would do is get all these vets doing a form of network marketing for you. But it's really, even if they don't sell much, what an association to have loads of vets talking about your product. Most people would not have the power to go and give away 10 grand's worth of stock, or they'll have the small-mindedness to do that. But that's how I built Teddytastic. I gave loads of stock away to influential customers. I said, look, just try and sell it. They sold it. Some of those people have now spent well in excess of £1 million with me because I had the foresight to do it. You've had the foresight to give Google £6,000 a month. I think some of that network marketing could really explode your business.
You're so right. I don't know why I didn't think of that, because that was the first when we went into lockdown and all the groomers had to close down.
Yeah, groomers another one.
That was the first thing I did. Send them a load of free product, get them to make adverts and put everyone on commission.
Also on the groomers, groomers are another one, because anyone that pay, I mean, it's 55 quid, I think, for our grooming for our Cocker Spaniel and our pug.
And how often do you have to have it done?
6 to 8 weeks. I don't know. I'm not involved in that, but
every couple of months, I think
really,
Wow.
maybe every 3 months. But what I would do is create bigger versions of your product, like a trade thing, just for groomers.
Great shout.
And then the groomers get that price. And do you know, like Costco do? Like, if anyone's watched my Costco video episode, you should go and watch that. Actually, have you seen that, Gemma?
I have, but we do it. So I've got a pro groom range that was born out of lockdown for that reason.
There's just something. What Google do is they go just for what Costco do, and just for listeners, and Gemma's listened, watched the video, but they work with suppliers. They go to Kellogg's and go, well, we're not going to undersell your big box of Cocoa Pops. Do us a special 3-in-1, and they'll wrap it in a bit of sellotape, so you can only buy 3. So it's much cheaper. Like, they'll never sell a pack of 4 Duracells. It'll be a pack of 16 Duracells.
Right.
So it doesn't annoy Sainsbury's and Tesco's.
Because you're not undercutting the price.
Yeah,
you're just bulking it together.
It is cheaper, but you have to buy 16 of them.
Gotcha, yeah.
It is cheaper, but you have to buy 3 of them. Andrex is cheaper, but you have to buy a pallet of them.
Yeah,
it's not a pallet, but it's
64 toilet rolls.
Yeah, and if you can do that, then and that could be really. I mean, if you're already doing that, that's great. But give them an option to set up an affiliate link, and they go, because them groomers, they're the first to be told. I mean, if you've got dogs, they go, oh, he's itching around there. Oh, we use this product. This will probably. Oh, give it a try. Here's a little free sample for you, and then you build this brilliant business without ever having to have pets at home or Tesco's, and you could get into all of them with this, I'm absolutely sure. But then eventually you just end up turning money.
Yeah, they're going to squeeze you so hard on this,
and you have that big, oh, look at us, I'm in Asda and Co-op with Rossi, and they go, oh, we want to do all these promotions. Do you want to get involved? No, I don't. I mean, I know I'm the extreme. That's why I bought my own wheels, so I don't have to answer to anyone.
Yeah.
That's why I bought Cafe Deli Wholesale, so that I can be my own distribution. And the thing is, all business really in this space, whether it's food, whether it's pet care products, your distribution is your way to get it to market. And if you control that distribution, you don't have to answer to anyone. And I think, Gemma, you are in a very lucky position where you can be in control of who sells your stuff and maintain your margins as you grow. Whereas usually people, I interviewed on this podcast, we every now and then we have some experts, and we interviewed the person that was
Cadbury's
the grandson
guy.
of Cadbury's.
Yeah.
He was losing millions and very happy to do it.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
Because he wanted to get to that critical mass of high volume to start making profit. But actually, if we're turning 2 million quid and making £500,000 quid, are we just growing for the sake of growing? Could we get this to 10 million quid, use network marketing, use these specialists, carry on doing what you're doing? My God, Gemma, you could become a very wealthy woman.
Love that. The
Are you
box
single,
stills,
Gemma?
I mean,
we're both married, but things go wrong.
I am.
Oh, wow.
I am single.
Well,
That's why
Gemma.
the business is so successful.
Gemma, I reckon you're going to get a lot of single men message you.
I think you might. And some
Make
single
sure-
ladies as well. Dog grooming. There's going to be all sorts. All sorts.
Wow. I mean, this is unicorn.
This is so
territory.
impressive, isn't it?
There's not many people, and you're obviously very good. That's the
brand, the model, the profitability, like it just ticks.
And I don't think
every box.
you're one of these like good entrepreneurs don't realise how good they are.
Yeah, just
sometimes.
getting cracking. Yeah, I just got
go
in the car.
and say,
Just drove around, just walked in shops.
I'll
People
just set
won't
up
do
a
that.
TikTok. Yeah, don't worry. Most people go,
I just do
once I've
12
got-
hours live.
Yeah, most people
Do
go,
40 grand.
Once I've got a 6 camera shoot and $100,000 investment to build my studio, I'll start doing it.
Yeah.
But no. We'll just use the iPhone and start
Oh, yeah, you got a
making money.
microphone. Yeah, if someone hasn't dropped it or charged it up.
Yeah.
And if not, we'll just go.
The pattern.
Liam and Reese are going live right now with
Yeah.
53 people watching live as we speak.
So do Liam and Reese get a commission if they sell more? Is that how it works, Gem?
Yes, yeah. So because it's a new kind of realm, and a lot of your average people come in and be like, "There is no way I want to be on camera." But then you're like, "Well, everyone's on commission that goes on." And like when we do the big special ones, we'll do like little bonus commissions as well.
And then
If
when
you sell
Reese
X
comes
amount
off and
of
goes,
this.
I've just made $5,000 commission. Now everyone wants to be on camera.
And everyone wants to be on camera. Yeah. That's
No, but
exactly
if
what
you go
happens.
out there and recruit for these people, then and you actually say that's what I want.
Oh, people would bite your hand off, I think.
Yeah, I know. I think there would be a lot of people that would do that. Should we crack on with the challenges? I'm just so impressed with you, Gemma. It's just
You haven't got any
good.
challenges, Gemma. You just carry on being a legend. Just do what you're doing. You're a legend.
Well.
Having said that, no, James Sinclair
Your
doesn't
biggest
want
challenge,
it.
team development. They need what is in my head, and I don't have time to give it to them. Equals mistakes. What you need is a very good manager. You are obviously on the E plus M equals S. You are the entrepreneur more than the manager, and I would get a fantastic administrator, brilliant manager, so that you can go and do what you're obviously very good at, creating brands, new products, and new routes to market to explode revenue. And that's what we want you to be doing, growing, not operating. But you do need, when this business goes to the next level, a really good operations person and a good MD, like a really good traditional boring accountant's process, one of those sorts of people. And I have lots of them, and they are very, very important, especially when you're growing at this level.
That goes on to challenge 3 as well, actually. So let's jump to that rather than go to number 2, because this is about the recruitment as well. I don't know what talent to recruit first and what I should be paying them big salary for big hitters that could do the job on lower level, as we do have the structure of a big business. What say you, Jim, Sinclair, about that?
If I was Gemma, the first person I would be recruiting is a brilliant PA that works, just follows you around. That probably, if you can find a PA that's been a PA for 20 years for a high level executive, but they've
like Tracy is to you.
Yeah, like Tracy is to me, and also done office management role, because there's a lot of PAs that cross over on both.
Yeah.
That you might not, I think at 2 million, you don't need an MD. You just need a good office manager PA that will just take so much of the time vampire stuff off you, and they love it. And then you can just go out and make more money. What do you think, Jem?
Yeah, no, I think you're spot on.
What you can get, probably in Newcastle, you could get an amazing PA for 38, 40 grand. Like, that would be like looking after a 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 100 million pound MD CEO that will just know loads of stuff. And
that's what I need. I need a plug and play, someone that can just come in and get on with it and take it on.
But you call them office manager and PA at this level. Once you get to 5 million, maybe then look for the MD. But you don't want someone that thinks they've got the MD title that then goes around behaving like they're Tim Cook of Apple. You're not a $1 trillion business. You want someone where the PA goes, God, we've got loads of orders. We're just going to have to get stuck in and we'll go in the warehouse.
Let's go pick
today.
a pack today. Nice.
And sometimes you're going to get people that just won't want to do that stuff. That's really important. Someone that will drive you to meetings so you can be on the phone and working, not care about that. All of that good stuff. I think I've answered that. And then the second bit of challenge, focus. I'm leaving so much money on the table with shows, trade, product development, platform development. Nothing is getting done. Well, I would, look at that big elephant and chew one at a time, because with your level of profitability, you could solve all the problems and overemploy, panic employ, and get all of them really quickly. So maybe you say, right, I'm going to employ someone just to do trade shows, get that really embedded in, someone then move on to platform development, or do platform development first. And you can get these, if you've got an in-house web person that's in the UK with you, they can then find people in the Philippines and India. They will manage them and do all the other stuff, but you've got someone in the UK managing them. That's when I've seen it really work. We've done that recently. We've got 2 full-time web people in our team. We've got a couple of people in the Philippines. They don't report into me, the owner. They report into our web developer that could do all those things themselves. And I think that's the big difference. If you've got the skill set in-house that could be able to do the things but haven't got the time to do the things, that's when you could use people virtually, but you want to have someone doing it in the UK. But you don't have that, do you, Gem? Who does all your web?
So we've DCS, got a DCS who is awesome, who does everything.
Sorry, just break down that acronym for us.
DCS is a company, Scott at DCS. So we have an agency that do all our website stuff, and then another agency that does our Amazon stuff. However, when you're saying web developer, I'm thinking I probably need that and a kind of an e-com person that can do website, Amazon,
Yeah, but
TikTok, and
what
kind
I
of
would
look after all
do
of
is I
that.
would have one person that's broad that can manage projects,
Do it all.
and you carry on
Yeah.
using the agencies, but they could do all the Amazon, they could build a website, they could do all that stuff, and then they're your project manager. Because if so that you can go, right, we need to be doing more on TikTok, and then they're holding the agency to account, and then slowly over time you bring it in house.
hmm Yeah. And I think that's one of the things I was always
And then, sorry,
scared.
just Gem, I don't want to forget this.
Go
Then
on.
use the agencies to watchdog. So you carry on your relationship with DCS, but over time they become the watchdog to what your in-house team are doing, and they're auditing the in-house team, and they're saying, well, I think you should be doing this, this, and this better. That's where I think agencies should go in the future, because they're on the money with all the new trends, but they're never giving you 100% of their time because they've got to get lots of clients and they've got to make margin. You say to them, look, I'm going to pay you £750 a month, but I want a monthly report on all of my platforms, how often you think how good it is, what needs to be improved. And then I want you to inspect my team on a monthly basis. And that, I think, is a very, very smart thing to do.
Oh, that's brilliant. I love that.
And also, if you carry on using the agency, if anyone in your in-house team goes, well, you've only got one or two people, they can pick it up straight away.
Yeah, because they're still in the loop.
Yeah.
Love that.
Okay. I think we do the questions now, shall we, JB? Have we covered everything?
Yeah, I think we have. Yeah,
Go on, you
that's the
read out
challenges.
the questions.
Right, so the
JB.
questions were: how do I stabilize the daily operations, softwares, SOPs, advice if someone
we've
goes
covered
on
that, haven't
holiday
we?
to get the ball and the ball gets dropped?
Do you think we've covered that?
Yeah, but just to reiterate, maybe so the systems. So you're saying that the person who would come in is a PA/office manager who kind of puts systems and processes in, standard ways of working, and takes all of that stuff off Gemma's hands and out of her head. So it's just looked after and done.
What I want you, Gemma, your role is to become, if anyone was looking at you, she's the chief business development manager, she's the chief marketing officer. That's the role I want Gemma to have. You're the innovator. What does a great entrepreneur focus on? Innovation, marketing, culture, then recruitment, finding the best talented people to work in their business. It's a great book that I think you should read, Gemma, called Who Not How. Don't think, how am I going to do this? Think, who am I going to get to do this for me? I mean, that's basically the premises of the book. Probably no point in reading it.
Yeah,
now,
done. Great. Don't bother getting that.
But basically, for some, look, I don't know if you ever heard the thing. I always say it, but basically, and there's a great book called Bounce that me and Chuds have read. Basically, it's 10,000 hours of practice for someone to be really good at something. That's why JB is good on podcasting, and you've done all this audio-y stuff for a long, long, long time. And once you've done that 10,000 hours of practice, you get really good at it. But we've only got so many hours ourselves. And so you've got your 10,000 hours of practice has made you really good at big picture thinking, building and getting revenue into the business. Let's do more of that. And then let's buy in this PA that's super organized, that can manage people and can make sure things get finished and get done on time and efficiency. Let's buy in that 10,000 hours of practice. Let's find someone that's done 10,000 hours of Amazon e-com, 10,000 hours of web e-com, and you buy in all these people and who not how.
Brilliant. I love that. Who not how.
Question number 2 was, what should my sales focus be over the next 4 quarters?
So I'm just getting rid of that. I had someone call me then. Say that one more time.
What should my sales focus be over the next 4 quarters?
I think you decide that, Joe. I'm not your bloody boss, am I? But there's much.
Yeah.
You decide where you want to be, and then reverse engineer how you're going to do it. My concern for people that get to your sort of level of brilliance is not that you might have to sacrifice a little bit of profit for a little time to put a great team around you so that you can go to the next level. What always happens in business is you build up to a level of profitability, and then you go through little deserts that suck up so much cash. Then you go again, and the process goes and goes and goes. And that is always how, I mean, with restaurants, you open a new brand, you'll know this, well, you've got one restaurant, you put a big development team in, but once you've got 20 restaurants, if they're all profitable, they're contributing to that loss-making head office. And, and it's going to be similar to you. You might have to go for a process where you're going to have to invest $100,000 a year into people, but that might then get you to a £4 million business, and then your profits become £1 million a year. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, absolutely. Especially, yeah, it really does. That's really sat with me, actually. I'm now thinking about a million things. But yeah.
And the final question that Gemma had was, I like this one. Our unit is staged like a set so that everything can be shot for content and going live, as we've already seen and talked about. But should we open bricks and mortar to be more tangible to our customers?
No, my answer to that, the bricks and mortar, is that network that you're going to build up.
Use
with
other people's
vets.
bricks and mortar.
Yeah.
To do it, but not your own.
Bricks and mortar is very tough. Very tough. I mean, you must be, Gemma, like I'm sure you're still connected to hospitality chums from the past, and I think they're probably very worried about what's going to happen in April. They're going to have a rise in business rates, a rise in national insurance, a rise in wages, probably a rise in utility costs as well, and they're probably thinking, uh-oh. But I do think events where there's the dog shows and stuff like that, and you have a brand presence and people come up
big, like you said in previous episodes. If you do those things, go big. Yeah,
go big or go home. But you really use them as a data capture. That's and you make loads of content when you're there. You interview dog owners. You build a YouTube channel, and you just use those as data capture marketing opportunities. You're not really worried about how much you sell the product on the day. Because what's so good about this business is the lifetime value opportunities that most e-com businesses don't have. I don't have that with Party Pieces. We sell someone, a princess banner, that next year they might like football, and, they don't need me every year. I'm going to need you every month as long as I own that dog. It's great business. I mean, it is so good. It's so good that I think you will get knocks on the door within a few years where people want to buy it from you.
Yeah, perhaps. We'll see.
Oh, no, I'm if these numbers that you're telling me are true, I pretty much guarantee that will start happening. Once you start filing accounts where you're making over £1 million, there's people that scrape companies' house, and they will come a calling. Then you've got to be ready for that conversation.
No, I know. I mean, well, I have took it on board, get it ready for sale, even though we're not selling.
Yeah.
So,
and even if you don't want to sell it, it's always nice to have people say, "Hey, I'd like to buy what you've created."
Yeah.
It's a really lovely conversation to have, and you just say no or yes, whatever it is. But it's a real sort of medal of honor, victory lap for entrepreneurs to get that, and very few have it. Very few have it.
Well, you, Gemma, are a seriously impressive entrepreneur. This is a seriously impressive business and a very impressive brand.
Can't wait to see where you'll be in 5 years.
Chuds is pointing at you. Stop tap. Apparently, you're tip tapping. Where can people go if they
hear the snore? I thought you could hear the snore.
Where should people go to find out? And I thoroughly recommend everyone who's listening to this.
It's getting really loud.
Go and check out this website. Go check out the socials. In terms of like social media, e-com, branding, marketing, this is as good an example of it being done brilliantly as you are ever going to find. So go and check it out. Gemma, tell them where to go.
We are herbaldogco.com on the website, or Herbal Dog Co across all social platforms.
Or just if you're on TikTok, just type the word herbal and they're that good, it pops up as the number one thing that you should search for. That is pretty impressive as well, isn't it?
It is amazing. Gemma, you could possibly be one of my favourite ever. Are you producing management accounts and profit and loss, and are you looking at
this
all
is
that?
where it might all fall down, Gemma. Oh no,
absolutely no. So we have our daily one pager where
so you're doing a dashboard every day.
Sales every day, so we know that tallies on the week and the month, so we know exactly what's coming in where. And I run a rough and ready, what I call my rough and ready P&L.
Oh, you should call it like rough
daily
and ready.
rough and ready. So we know every day pretty much where
Gemma,
we're going.
I'm going to ask you a personal question. How old are you? Well done, darling. And also, just quickly, I'm going to ask you a question that I think would be useful for listeners and viewers, which I don't usually do, but you work for big business. What's the biggest learn from big business that you have swiped and deployed into your small to medium-sized enterprise? What did you learn?
I learned how to be an operator on somebody else's money, because when you work for a big company, you have to, there's no hiding, you're spending somebody else's money. So you have to back up every move that you're making, and that just makes you an incredible operator. So like if people ask me, what am I wouldn't necessarily go with entrepreneur. I would always say operator, because I know it's given me that baseline that I know black and white, my numbers, every move we make is driven by data. And I don't think you get that unless you've been in that grueling big company mentality of brands.
The thing is, though, Gemma, if you really want to take this further, and you might not, you might be happy with your lot, but if you do need to take it further, you need to find another Gemma now to manage the business so that you can just work on innovation, marketing, culture, recruitment, and opportunities, which is the next step.
No, you're right.
And I think a lot of people that were sitting in your shoes, well, there isn't a lot, but say there's 10,000 people that are sitting in your shoes in the UK right now. You know, they've got to move from operating into growing if they want to go to the next level. And that if needs to be decided by you, because there'll be a lot of people going, I just level this and we'll grow organically and I'll help myself to £500,000 a year and have a wonderful life.
Yeah, but do you know what? Having this conversation has completely shifted my energy. Like when we started talking about the sales opportunity and what we can do, I forgot how much that lights me up because I have been operating. So now you've said that, I've gone, actually, I might be in this position right now and doing these things, but where my heart and head want to be is where it was at the beginning.
What's the big picture? What does success look like? If you could wave a magic wand in 5 years, what is it?
I think in the next 5 years, my kind of what's in my head right now is that we buy land out of town, we build. So we build our premises and maybe a few other commercials as well. We have a charity part of that as well. So a rehoming strategy and bring the charity part of it into it as well. We develop into other product ranges. So we've got the other pets coming on. So we've got cat that will come this year, then horse quickly after that. And then on the back of that, potentially look at a food line. So yeah, that's kind of the 5 year.
Just remember, what's your secret sauce is that you're rich in a niche. You are a niche business and there's always riches in niches. And as you broaden out, which probably will be the way you go because you won't be able to help yourself, but don't expect to make the same level of profitability as you're doing now. If you go into the dog food thing, I would try and buy one that's existing, and there's lots of them that, you know, people put lots of money in, and they've bought all the machines, they've worked out loads of stuff like raw dog food and stuff like that. And then you just buy that, and then you use your marketing experience to explode it. And you could probably buy them for next to nothing. And then you could, you know, buy ABC dog food, rebrand it and say, and if it's got an established brand, it's doing over $1 million of revenue. And then you say it's the ABC brand, buy the Herbal Dog Co. There'll be lots of people that have got quite good internet dog food companies, but they will not be making the money you're making.
Yeah. Yeah, and this is what I'm thinking, because we already white label for a lot of the big raw food brand supplement ranges or their Vit packs that go into the food. So it'll be a very easy crossover for us. So yeah, that would be incredible.
I would start putting into other pet companies, just put pet food supplier, pet wholesaler, whatever, for sale onto Google, and just start learning what other people's numbers are, even if you don't want to buy them, just so you see how good you are. I mean, I've probably got 18 potential purchases on the go right now. I can't believe my life. But I look at things all the time, and I do say no to stuff contrary to people's popular belief.
Not very much stuff.
No, I do say no to quite a bit of stuff. But there's so many opportunities out there, especially with baby boomers. I'm buying 7 or 8 businesses at the moment. It's 7 or 8. I can't remember which one it is, but a lot. And they're all baby boomers that I'm buying from. And profitable businesses, not doing any marketing. They make all their profit just because they've been established for a long time. Imagine if we put some of the Gemma sauce into those businesses. It'd be very good.
I'm not sure how I feel about that, but I know where you're going.
The Gemma secret sauce, sorry.
Sauce. Sprinkle a bit of Gemma on that. Right, amazing stuff. Thank you very much for being on, Gemma. You are
amazing.
I think you are going to do. You're not going to hear it because we're going to boot you out of the recording room before we
but
do
we
it.
are
But listen to
definitely
that.
rating
We're
Gemma.
definitely going to be doing the 8
Could be a
traits of
winner
the greats,
here.
and I think
we could have a top level
top
scorer.
dog. She could be a top dog. No offense intended. Right. Herbal Dog, herbaldogco.com. Go and check it out, guys.
Just
Gemma.
while you're doing that, I'm just going to go and get my notebook. You carry on talking.
Oh, God, he's not even booked. He turns up late. He nearly misses the best entrepreneur that we've had on this year. And now he hasn't even got his notebook. Flippity flip. Gemma, thank you so much for your time. We really appreciate you being on.
Thank you for having me. It's been absolutely wonderful.
Pleasure. Have a great day. Cheers, Gemma.
You too, guys. Bye.
Wow, what a seriously impressive entrepreneur.
I don't think she realises how good she is.
That's why I think she's so good.
Yeah.
Because if she
really
realised it, she'd have an ego your size. And nobody needs that, do they? No, they do not. Right, I've hit the record button, right? So for those that don't know, when we do these recordings, we do them online, but then we have to wait for their thing to buffer up, which we do. And then we get the person and we remove them. So I've now officially kicked her out. Gemma can no longer hear us.
Fine.
So what do we really think about Gemma?
Great.
I think she's amazing. I think she might be the best person we've had on this year.
Yeah, I think there's...
Who? No, there's her and Leo Dack.
Yeah, Leo's...
Who just went... With his
Leo's
business.
very good, but
Yeah.
I think Leo's very entrepreneurial, very good, and people probably want to go and listen to that episode. But this is a better model.
Yes.
Because if Leo turns 2 million quid, he ain't making $500,000 quid. Gemma turns $500,000 quid and makes $500,000 quid. There ain't many doing that.
No. Should we do it then? Should we rate her?
Especially in e-com. Like, hard now.
Unbelievable.
Very competitive.
Could do a good TikTok session and make 40 grand.
Yeah.
Bloody hell. And they're taking 15-ish%
Yeah.
overall. Unreal.
So, 8 traits of the great entrepreneurs. We grade our entrepreneurs from 1 to 8, starting with the end in mind.
Yes.
Yes.
She's got it.
Passionate about their cause. Yes.
She's got it.
Untold amounts of resilience.
Oh, we don't...
I don't think she's actually been tested.
No, she worked in corporate, getting
Yeah, but
dragged up and down. She moved
She's
all
been
around the
tested.
country.
Well, she said, I just needed to make cash flow and, yeah, okay.
Went through lockdown.
They master relationships, people. I love
100%.
her. Yeah, she's great. Commercial awareness.
She's definitely got that.
They innovate, yes.
Yeah.
Master marketeer.
100%.
Brilliant. They stay teachable and curious.
Guys, I can't believe it.
That's an 8.
It's
That is
an
an
8 out of 8.
That is an 8. Well
she
done,
is truly
Gemma.
great. 8 out of 8. Wow, wow,
Truly great. 8 out of 8. We also need to say, that's never happened, I don't think. Did Leo get 8?
He did, yes.
Yes,
He's
he
the
did.
only other 8 out of 8.
2 in
a year.
Many hundreds of episodes. Even before, did I do great traits before you?
Probably not. It's rubbish before I turned up.
Yeah.
Contrary to what the reviews say.
We used to do 8 traits. Yeah, we did.
Yes.
So 2 people have got it
Ever.
ever.
And Gemma was one of them.
Yeah. So imagine if Leo and Gemma got together, the children they'd make.
Oh my goodness. What would they do together? It'd be like cleaning materials for your cars, wouldn't it? It would be like the 2 things coming together. I mean, this is just so good.
Yeah, yeah.
Just everything about this is so good. Like this is like that dirty tea brand, isn't it? Like the fancy tea that you get or the mission tea. Like everything about it is just...
Do you know what I just love as well? She's obviously very successful, but wants to learn and know more. And
Yes.
that is, that stay teachable and curious thing, I know lots of very successful people like you do. Their ability to want to carry on learning is definitely one of the traits of super successful people.
Do you know what? Actually, I've always disregarded that 8th trait. Because you'll go, there's teachable and curious because they're a business owner. Done, move on. But actually, those that are genuinely... No, she's got a 2 million quid business.
Yeah, yeah.
She's doing... There's just not an ounce of ego about her. It's just like, give me more information so I can get better. But another thing I think was really interesting, and I was so glad that you asked the question, you know, what did you take from big business? She went, I learned to be an operator on someone else's dime. And that whole mentality, because I think a lot of the time in the entrepreneurial space, like, oh, don't get a job. JOB stands for just over broke. Like, work for yourself. But I think there's actually real value to going and working for brilliant companies, big companies that got systems and processes. You know, you can learn a lot by going into a Sainsbury's. If you just put, ticking off the hours and stacking the shelves, if that's the mentality that you go into it with, you're probably not going to get a lot out of it other than a minimum wage. But if you do, you're like, how does this work? How do they lay this out? Where are they putting the food? There's so many things you can learn from great businesses that you then go deploy into.
I was disappointed on the bit that she said there. That was a lovely thing. I was hoping for listeners on what I educate them on, that they would say that they forced the numbers down her, like to know average order value, to know labour spend, to know the operating costs. But she probably is just so naturally used to that. She thinks
you can hear
it's not worth saying. But that.
What's Amazon cost you? 15.9%.
Yeah, she just knows it all.
Yeah, she just knows it.
But that's what I was hoping she would say, because that's what I hope other people from listening to this podcast do take away.
The fact that she
ready P&L, which I'm producing a dashboard each day. Yeah. She would not have known that stuff. Big business would have taught her that.
Yeah.
And that's what I was hoping she would say. But she didn't. But she did say a good answer. And
should we take a point off her?
No.
Yeah, take a point off.
No.
Wow, what a brilliant episode. And to think you nearly didn't make it on time for it.
Well, this is the show that likes a feature.
Oh my God, we're an hour and a half in. We do not have time for this nonsense, but we're going to have to make time for the nonsense, I'll be. Right, it's now time for a little bit
knock at the door?
Why not? It's time for this.
It's Jim versus JB
on the Businessy.
Business knowledge and it's fun. Which one's clever and which one's dumb? Izzy Wizzy.
Let's get quizzy.
Do you see Chud's there removed that? Because otherwise they won't be able to see.
He was not happy with that.
Look at these products as well.
They are amazing, aren't they?
Have we got the...
You could give these to your dogs for Christmas. You can wrap them up and give them to...
Chud's just having a drink there.
Oh, he's gone to... Wait till you see this. Yeah. I don't know if you've already seen this.
Well, I requested this because I think it'd be better for viewers. And I think you're about to see now James Bond is coming into the room.
Wow, we were. Look at
this.
Thank
you, M.
Izzy Wizzy, let's get quizzy. It's now top secret and confidential. Yes, in this here envelope, there is a top secret business fact or business statistic. Entrepreneur of the year 2017, James Sinclair for the South region. James Sinclair is versus genuine technical idiots.
Oh, let's get the
trophies.
We've got the
trophies as well. It's time for the business quiz. At this point in the show, we've got a business fact, business stack.
So this is how we're doing it quiz. Now, guys.
Look at this.
So
check us on that camera.
Okay, here we go.
Give it a twist.
How much does the UK pet market contribute to the UK economy in 2023? Now, did you not give us the answer for this embarrassingly interesting fact or quote?
No, that was only dog foods.
Only dog foods. Okay, so the
dog market, but I didn't. It was.
Well, this is all pets.
All pet.
How much did the UK pet market contribute to the contribute to the UK economy? What are you thinking, JB?
I might have done some research around this. That's got to be close to the answer. I'll go 7.9 billion. That trophy better be coming over with me.
I'm going to go
8.2.
I'm going to go 8.1.
Oh, shut up. 7.9, you're going 8.1.
We had some unfair data here because you said 3 billion for dogs, and I think most of it's dogs, isn't it?
I think 3/4.
So
you made a really good point, actually, when you said to her, don't expect, you got riches and niches, don't expect that you're going to get like herbal cat, herbal horse is going to do the numbers of this.
Yeah.
To that point, actually, would you actually be expanding the brand into other pets? Herbal horse. I think herbal horse sounds like one of those CPD brands, isn't it? Like a vape that gets you a bit. Wait, what's up with him? He's had some herbal horse. He's having a good time. Would you
Did I tell you about the fish and chips thing on the last episode?
I don't know.
Did I say no? We had a complaint of Rossi. That bloke come in and said,
I
did say this, didn't I? Yeah.
You said it in the car on the way to it the other day.
But did I say it on the episode?
No, you said it in the car.
Oh, with ladies and gents, I've got to tell you this. So we had a complaint of Rossi the other day, which is the ice cream parlour we own. This bloke comes up to the counter and he says, "Oi, is this fish cooked?" And I went, "Yeah, of course it's cooked." I said, "Why?" He said, "The bloody thing's eating all my chips." There we go, little picture.
Oh, well, the team at Rossi are delighted.
The other one I've got
cooked fresh and perfectly.
I've got the best one, actually. I hope I haven't said this one before as well. I'm teaching my dog to meow at the moment because I think it'd be useful for him to have a second language. There we go. And the answer
This is why we get bad reviews. This is why we get bad reviews. Go on. What's the answer?
The answer is 8.2 billion. Yeah.
Shut up, it is.
Look, it's
Oh, it's not.
Pet food was the category with the largest market value in the pet care industry in the UK, generating a market of 3.5 British pounds in 2023. What you said. Oh, but veterinary services. Here's the thing. Veterinary services had a market value of 2.8 billion. Dog food contributed 1.84 billion. So
Is that all wrapped up in the same number there then? The veterinary part of it?
yeah, 8.2 billion.
Just goes to further verify the fact that she needs to go down that network marketing route in vets.
Yeah, because the vets, look at that.
Yeah.
Wow. And this is Rufus. We actually have a WhatsApp group in our office called Dogs in the Office, which I only found out yesterday because we have dogs in every day. But this is Rufus, who's Leah's dog, one of my FDs. And he's a cheeky little chap. Yeah,
What is that? A cockapoo?
Oh, just a cheeky chap.
We are not
That's
a
his
dog
breed.
family. I think we should get a dog.
That Rufus is a cheeky dog. He is, isn't he, Chuds? It's like, he's the cheekiest.
Once you've been a dog family, you can never not be a dog family, you reckon, don't you?
Yeah. Dogs are great, mate.
You'd have dogs forever, would you? Are you from a dog family, Chuds?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, are you?
Oh, yeah.
So how do you deal with not having a dog down this neck of the woods?
Oh, it's horrible. Yeah, as soon as I've got a house, I'm going to get a dog, yeah.
Oh, really?
I'm renting at the minute, so it's a bit...
Oh.
Dogs are the best.
Yeah, Haley's like, we're not ready for it. I'm like, we're collectively, between the two of us, we're like 80 years old combined age. You're 42, I'm 41. We have 2 children.
Yeah, once you got children.
I'm like, surely. But
Dogs are a walk in the park.
hey! Entertainment all the way to the very end, guys.
There
You
you go.
couldn't make it up. Right, if you've enjoyed this episode, please feel free to leave us a 5-star review wherever you get, or just leave us some honest feedback. Even if you didn't like it, tell us why, but validate your rationale for a poor score, which we mentioned earlier, which I thought was quite good, to be fair. Loads of people commenting on the YouTube channel.
Yeah. YouTube channel's doing well. If you want to watch this, you can see it by going to James Sinclair podcast.
James Sinclair. You buying is that a notification? I've just bought a care home business. That's why I'm just saying James Sinclair.
Yeah.
That'd be a good name for the brand, wouldn't it? If you bought a care home, James Sinclair. Money right to the way in here.
Can you ask me something on the next podcast?
Yeah, right. Let me write it down.
We need audience to help us.
Okay.
On a name. I'll tell you more in the next podcast. So make sure you listen to
What
find
a
out what that's
cliffhanger.
all about.
I mean, they're going to be coming back in their droves. Right. See you next time. Ta-da.
See ya.